And now, live from Isolation Station in Burbank, California, it's The Plague, week 30 of the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guests. She's a journalist and CNN contributor and very much not a figment of PewDiePie's imagination. It's Mary Katharine Ham. And she's a comedian who may be living that RV life, but that's not stopping her from trying Thanksgiving dinner-flavored candy corn, so you don't have to. It's Jenna Kim Jones. Tone Zone is here to show us how to wear a mask and not get sick like a girl. I'm her husband Daniel saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing wavy pencil pants again. Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little water pies. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular confusing sounding carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. Patreon.com by Lisa Lowry. And she suggested water pies for the carbohydrate. One of the many, many perks of Patreon, in addition to seeing this video of our beautiful faces, is that you can submit carbs. And someone's like, that's a euphemism, right? And she says, no, it's from a Depression-era cookbook or something like that. Jenna,
that sounds right.
Everyone's nodding. Everyone knows about this. And then someone's like, and she said she made it. And then the question was it just a mushy mess? And it wasn't. It was almost like a clear custard. I'm intrigued. I'm going to say hello to my guest because this is a very, 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 very special episode. It is an unintentional gal chat plus Tone Zone episode. Oh my God. Hello, Jenna Kim Jones. Hello.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here.
Me too.
All the way over on the East Coast. What's going on?
I see you look freshly showered.
Well, sometimes you don't shower till 7 o'clock when you're like, oh, I guess I'm doing a podcast tonight, so I should probably get cleaned up.
Well, that's the thing, though, about the way we are doing podcasts in this day and age, that I had a brief love affair with dry shampoo, and I had never really used it before. And so for 2 days, I was like, I get it. I get why everyone likes it. And then on the third, maybe second or third day, I was like, no, I cannot. I have to get in the shower. Even though no one can smell me, I feel like a big ball of starch, not like in a good way. Mary Katharine Ham, your first time on the Thursday show,
Hi.
even though you've been on this podcast many times. Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor. It's like being called up to the big leagues. I am so excited to be here. I get to hang out with the people I imagine are my friends during COVID, but in real life now.
But we are your friends.
I know, but this is.
Well, we've been
really
so
cool.
distant for so long now because
I know.
life. I know.
It's a lot
Mary
going on.
Katharine Ham. We need to just get something squared away right now. For the
Okay.
duration of this show, are we going to call you Mary Katharine or are we going to call you MK?
MK's fine. I feel like
Okay.
that flows a little better.
Okay. MK, when did you last shower? I feel like you're someone who's like, I shower every day at 7 a.m. after I run a marathon.
No, I do work out most days, but that doesn't mean I shower immediately after. You're welcome, everyone. In fact, I believe this is my best hair without doing my hair is
Cute.
after a little working out. And so this is a nice sweated on, fluffed up situation here.
Great.
Cute.
Lived in.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
I had intentions of doing it, and I did not. So here we are.
I have something to say about curly versus straight hair since everyone knows.
I want to hear.
Everyone knows that I have naturally curly hair, which I straighten, but then recently I started curling it again sometimes, and we will get to that, and we'll play the gal chat drop when we do it. But first, we need to say hello to someone who I have, in quarantine, forgotten to say hello to so many times that Lisa, aforementioned water pie submitter, was like, his new nickname should be Forget Tony.
We're
which
really
he didn't
doubling down on this.
which he took offense to for some reason. Hello, Tony.
Hi, just me and the gals today. Can I be an
That's right.
honorary gal today?
Yes. Yes, we
Thank
need
you.
to know about your hair. We need to know so much. Let me just reiterate the Patreon thing so then I can move on. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. All sorts of fun stuff. My Patreon is really picking up, guys. At this point, I'm doing 3 to 4 bonus episodes a month, which is like, it's essentially weekly. I did a bonus episode with Jenna Kim Jones just a few weeks ago.
Woohoo!
Video. That was real, right? Because that sounded like a drop.
That was me. That was me.
you? Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
I feel like we probably also have that as a drop. But video and audio, I just recorded with Dustin Goot, someone from early days.
Wow.
And then I think this week it's going to be Daniel and me because I've got Bald Brian is my Monday show guest, and I need to catch up with Daniel and hear how he feels about beans and stuff. So I think he'll be a Patreon guest. I'm just saying. And this video with the gals, Tony and I, or just maybe I should say the gals and I.
Yeah.
All of
He's
us
honorary.
gals. All of us gals, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. And you can now sign up for an annual membership, and there's a savings with that. You get a 10% savings if you do an annual membership. Lots of people have been signing up. It's great. Okay, moving on from the hard sell. Let's talk hair with the gals. Do it, Tony.
Gal chat.
Okay. Naturally curly hair. Been straightening it for years. And then recently I started using one of those rod curling iron things that doesn't have the clip. It was one recommended to me by Renee Colvert, whose voice we just heard on That's Quite a Deal. And I was like, when I first saw it, I thought I don't like this. And then I'm like, oh no, I do like this. And maybe this is my new look, my new quarantine look. But and today I'm straight, by the way, but here's the thing I've discovered, and it reminded me. No, I never forget that. That's always top of mind. No, what I had forgotten was if you wear your hair straight, you can go a few days. With curls, I feel like day 2, they always look smushed and weird and like a little bit unfresh and stringy. Would anyone, regardless of your hair texture, like to weigh in? A lot of contemplative faces.
I have never had curly hair. Occasionally, my hair does like a wavy thing here in Georgia, but I can't say, but I have never, first of all, I don't think I've seen your hair curly.
Like naturally curly, you haven't?
I don't think so. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen your hair curly.
Yeah.
Maybe in a photo.
You've only seen it in photos. And by the way,
yeah,
whenever I post a photo, I get of the old curly hair, I get a lot of like, oh my God, you have to let your hair do that. You have to blah, blah, blah. I feel like Instagram is that's Instagram culture where you could post the most heinous photo and people will be like, beautiful. Oh my God, you're a ray of sunshine. Just what I needed.
Yes, I know that feeling because with the few times I've posted brown hair, Jenna, it's like, you really should just go back to your natural color. It's so beautiful. It's this and that and the other. And I'm like, but I don't even know who that person is. So I can't.
Okay, so I'm sitting here with my artificial hair. You're sitting there with your artificial hair. We're a couple of posers.
We're fakers. Yeah,
MK,
exactly.
Is this the real you?
It is, but I don't think you're fakers. I think I'm just lazy. I cannot maintain. You will notice a theme in my hair care. First being that sometimes I just don't wash it because I can do this. I am blessed with wavy hair, so I can just it can go different directions. It's sort of a grab bag. I wear it wet on top of my head at night, and then I take it down, and we see what we have.
I love that.
Generally,
work for you.
My styling, and then I can't do color and continue it because I know I can't even do my nails and keep them nice. So I know I won't keep up with color, so I don't do it. But in my experience, I do wavy because it does last longer for me than straight. I guess a real blowout would last a little longer, but when I actually curl it, the curls change, but they tend to hang around for a couple days.
They persist. You don't wake up feeling like they're smushed and weird and like stringy looking?
Maybe it's the wave, but I can brush them and then they sort of do a new thing.
I
Also,
think that's
and I hate
what
to
it
be
is.
Instagrammy, but I do really like your natural.
Thank
It's
you.
the sunshine I need in my life.
See what I'm saying?
It's lustrous.
Did you just throw like 6 fire emojis at me?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And hard eyes.
Maybe that's the thing. You have to brush it out, I guess,
Yeah.
because I feel like sometimes when I brush out my curly hair, I feel like I look like now I have like a My Pretty Pony mane. And I don't mean that in a good way, even though that sounds like it could be good. Tone Zone.
Hi.
Tony Zoni.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Well, as a gal, what are my thoughts? I have short hair. I got a haircut last week. How about that, huh?
How was that?
It's weird, but kind of not weird at the same time. It was indoors, but like they hardly anyone was in there. They take your temperature when you go in. You wear a mask the whole time. They wear a mask the whole time. And there's like the moment when they go around your ear, you got to take it off your ears, but then hold it still on your face. Yeah. But yeah, it had been like 3 months or something for me. It was my second COVID haircut now.
I find that under normal non-COVID circumstances, getting a haircut, there's always that awkward moment where the blow dryer is going, but they're trying to have a conversation with you and you can't really hear. So you're like really relying on, at least I am, on looking in the mirror and watching their mouth. Was there any conversing happening?
Yeah,
I'm imagining
actually
really
more than, there was no blow drying for me. So,
right.
Yeah, that wasn't an issue. But yeah, it was actually a kind of chatty haircut, more than I normally go for. And it was actually totally fine. I normally kind of hate it. Maybe it's just the loneliness of COVID kicking in that I was welcoming any conversation. But yeah, it wasn't bad.
What were the topics?
I mean, COVID and places closing and hoping certain other places will be able to stay open and yeah, just that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, it looks good.
Thanks.
It does. Mm-hmm. I will say, I did overtone my hair a couple times during COVID.
Ooh.
I got the bug and was like, let me put that, whatever the color conditioner is, very temporary. And my hair is just, you'll feel this, Alison. My hair is just too dark. It doesn't do anything. It's no fun. It's so underwhelming when you're done.
Wait, what is color conditioner? There's so many products. I don't know what they are.
It's for people like me who don't really want to do the thing. So you just kind of,
Wash
fake
something
it
in
for a couple days. So I tried a blue color, which just made my hair sort of darker, closer to black. And then I tried a pink color, which just did essentially nothing. I was like, look, girls, to my daughters, can you see it in the light, in the sun? Can you see it?
Yeah, that's the problem with having dark hair is that you really can't do anything fun with it unless it's like a spray-on color.
Yeah, you got to go all the way.
I feel like we should just we should just do Jenna's color.
Yeah, It takes forever. It took me a few years to get this light because my hair is pretty much MK's color.
Yeah.
And so the first time it was kind of orangey and then progressively it got more and more blonde. And now if I go back, I'm not sure there's ever, I don't know if I'll ever get it blonde ever again. So there's a lot of fear there, a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of unknown.
Yes.
How does Al feel about the fact that he's never known you with your natural color? Does he have anything to say? Because I feel like Daniel peppers these little comments around and I'm just like, no, thank you with your suggestions that I should have curly hair or lighter hair or whatever you're doing. I don't want it.
I do feel he's never mentioned it. I don't think he cares much. But he's always I think at one point I said should I just go back to brown? And he was like, I don't care. I think whatever, just nice Al. And, but I do feel a little bit like I've betrayed my kids because they both yes. I feel like I have a secret that they don't know about because I don't think I've shown my daughters my real hair color and they'll notice my roots but it doesn't, I don't know if it's registered that that's what my hair's supposed to look like.
That you're living a lie.
Yes. I someday I'll tell them, someday they'll figure out Santa, they'll figure out my hair, they'll figure out all that stuff. And I'll just have to be honest.
My daughters have betrayed me. because they're just golden haired little.
Oh, their hair is, I know. It's the most beautiful thing. It's unbelievable. It's spectacular.
Spun gold.
Yes.
No, they walk around and I'm just like, well, where did this come from? But it's, whatever. I thought my youngest was going to be my dark-haired kid, and she betrayed me. She went the other way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, my youngest is blonde. Elliot is like light brown, sandy blonde, and Owen is blonde.
It's so weird.
So weird.
I know.
Yes. Jinx. One more gal chatty question, and then we're moving on to some other stuff. But, and this is very gal chat, so much that we got to hear it again.
Gal chat.
How many bottles of shampoo do you have going on in your shower at any one time? Because I have currently 6.
Ooh.
And I realized this is like one of those things where you like shake off the myths that you've been indoctrinated with. I realized I have this idea that you got to switch them up to keep your hair on its toes. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just have this idea that like, if you stick with one, then you start to experience like shampoo fatigue or something. I think it comes from Neutrogena used to run ads in the magazines I read, which was like Sassy, 17, YM, Teen, saying that you got to periodically use Neutrogena to like reset your hair. I don't think that makes sense either. I don't know if it was like a clarifying thing, like to remove the residue or the buildup. So periodically I would do that. But anyway, yeah, I still, like today I used a different one just to keep my hair guessing. I don't know why.
it.
I don't think it's real.
You're
what
like,
about you guys?
You're like playing games with your hair.
That's right. I'm doing the rules. That book, The
With your
Rules, with
hair.
my hair.
I
You
probably
will
have
win.
3 or 4, but here's my problem is I don't think I've ever used shampoo and conditioner correctly. Like I've always used way too much conditioner, and I have a hairstylist now who's very honest with me, very blunt.
But you
is
need that.
So
I mean, not you
wonderful.
personally. Everyone needs
No,
that.
no, right. But he tells me when I'm wrong. And when I first started getting my hair done with him, he was disgusted with my choice of shampoo and conditioner. And now he makes me buy the expensive, like nicer stuff. And I have noticed a difference in my hair, but I overuse the conditioner because he's always like, you should, like, I always run out of conditioner well before the shampoo. So I don't know if I'm not washing my hair well enough or I'm over conditioning. So I have multiple shampoos, but it's only because when I run out of one conditioner, I'll tell my hairstylist and he'll say, well, this time you need triple moisturizer one. Or this time I want you to get the one that's just for blonde hair. Or this time I want you to get damaged extreme, your hair's a disaster, whatever. I think that's what it's called. Your hair's a disaster shampoo. And I'll just buy whatever he tells me because I listen. And so that's why I have multiple shampoos because I always run out of conditioner first and then I still buy the set, you know?
Which one was he disgusted by? Was it your Kirkland? Because I remember that used to be your go-to, right?
I don't hate that.
He was so mad at me. Kirkland I used forever. And then for a while I was just using a L'Oreal one because Amazon would just send it to me and it was so easy. And then I got a stern talking to and I have never gone back.
I use some drugstore brands. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that his problem with those, or is it some specific ingredient or something?
Well, I think because my hair is so processed that the drugstore stuff just doesn't do, it just masks the problems, right? Like it just puts kind of gunk on it instead of...
You need Neutrogena.
That's
Reset.
right. I need the reset.
Wait, and so what brands is he steering you toward?
It's a giant bottle that I buy at the salon. I can't remember what it's called. Not Redken. I think it's a different one.
Olaplex?
Maybe. I used that for a while, but it's a different one right now. I can't remember. But I do like it. And my hair is done significantly better. But
You're going to have to
really
text the name of it to every single listener of this show. It's going to take a long time.
I'll text you.
Okay. MK, what about you?
So building on a theme, yours is called, what was yours? Your hair is a disaster.
Yeah.
Mine is called Whatever My Husband Buys.
Wow.
Yeah, I have never been particular about that. I will say before events, or if I feel like my hair has been styled more than usual, I will do an Olaplex for a little while in there. I will say my husband buys nicer stuff than I do, so it's like that helps. I'm a Kirkland all the way, drugstore. He buys slightly nicer stuff, so there's that. But yes, I do have to infuse a little Olaplex every now and then into my routine because the cell regeneration ain't what it used to be over here, and you just gotta heal.
The Olaplex conditioner, the number 5?
Yes.
I only know of Olaplex because I saw stylists posting about it. And so then I looked it up and then I got it on Amazon. And I do use it sometimes.
It made a difference for me. I also have tried the Moroccan stuff.
Moroccan oil.
Yeah.
Well, what is my main go-to right now? I use Prose, which was a sponsor. I like their shampoo. It's called Nigel or Milbon or something. It's Japanese. And I like that one. And then Jenna, your guy would really have a problem with me, but I haven't used it in a while. But Clairol Herbal Essences smells so good. That's the one where you have
good.
orgasm in the shower.
Good it is. That's
right.
I know. It smells so good. That was like the shampoo of our dreams when I was in high school. Like everybody used that one. Oh, the smell. Yeah.
You know what else smells really well? I haven't smelled it in years, but smelling it in the locker room when I was young, I was like, I want that hair. Finesse used to smell so good. I wonder if it still does. And there's also an Aveeno one that I like. Tone Zone shampoo. Tell us.
There are multiple things on this. I first of all don't really wash my hair very often at all.
I feel like that's not that uncommon. I feel like there's guys who just rinse or use soap or something.
I feel like some people I tell that to, and they're like, "Stay what you said," and then other people are like, "What? That's disgusting." But like, no one is. I've straight up asked like ex-girlfriends and stuff like, "Do you notice my hair smelling bad?" Or anything? No one ever has. It just when I
you
wash
wait until you break up with them and then you contact them. That's so weird.
Yeah, I text them. Yeah.
By the way,
but when I wash it too, it's very short right now. But like when I wash it, it's too like puffy after I wash it, and I don't like that immediate look after the wash. And aside from I get kind of a dry scalp often, so because of that, I've been using the Tea Tree Special shampoo that was recommended.
There
to
you
me.
go.
And
Nature is healing. You gotta let it get that sweat in there, a little dirt.
I guess so. Yeah, that was recommended to me, so I use that every now and then, and that's about it. I think that's all that's in my shower. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking with this method because I'm 42 now, and I still have all my hair.
There you go.
And I remember my dad having a big bald spot way before this age, so I'm just glad that it's here still.
I need a full-on serial podcast about Jenna's ratio of shampoo and conditioner because I have never heard of such a thing. We need an 8-part series about this.
We do, because something's wrong with me, and I always run out of conditioner, and I think, am I doing it wrong? I think I am.
Well,
yeah, I'm a maniac, you guys. I'm a maniac.
Well, your hair's very conditioned. We know that.
It is, to a fault, I think. I don't know.
Let's dig into this. How much shampoo are you using? Like in a coin size amount?
Oh, a nickel, a quarter, maybe.
Okay, maybe the problem is you're not using enough shampoo.
But I lather and I get the scrub.
All around?
Yeah.
How often are you washing your hair?
Not very often. I will say I condition more than I wash.
Okay.
I don't know if you can get 8 episodes out of this.
Here's the problem. No. I agree with Tone Zone.
Into a story.
That's true.
I agree with Tone Zone on the don't wash your hair every time because then your hair's too clean. There is a too clean hair situation where it's just a big poof ball. I feel that way too. And in the summertime, I don't blow dry my hair hardly ever because it's Georgia and it's hot and it's sticky. And why am I bothering? So I will not wash my hair. I will condition it. and then I will rinse it. But the conditioner like weighs it down, and then I kind of get that wavy look as it air dries. But if I wash it and condition it, then it's like too poofy. It's just a big poof ball in the humidity. There's a science, okay?
Yeah. In the South, it's a whole thing. My hair could not withstand that, though. It would just flatten.
Just be matted.
Like many times? I don't know if you can quantify it like this. How often is it that you just condition and you don't wash?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a real crapshoot, Alison.
I mean, I really think this is why you're going through conditioner faster.
There are days when there are weeks when I don't wash my hair for 5 days. We don't know.
But you're conditioning in there.
No, that's like, I got the dirty mop head.
Okay.
I got the thing going on up here.
It makes no sense.
Complicated shower. It makes no sense. And I shower because I stink and I can't not shower, but I will do a 30-second shower if possible. Like, I don't like getting in the shower. I think it's a real pain in the butt. So I will like get in, rinse as fast as I can, soap, and all the important places. And then I'm out.
Really?
Because I can't stand it. It's just like, why do I have to do this every day?
That's how I
hate
feel.
this so much.
That's how I feel. But once I'm in, then I'm in. And sometimes, sometimes I waited so long to get in that I don't have the time to really like luxuriate or just hang out under the hot water, however, the semantics. And then I'll sort of, I'll like be hanging out in there just like, And then I remember, wait a minute, this was supposed to be a fast one. But once I'm in, I'm never like, gotta wrap it up, gotta get out. I always just want to stay in. And I think, why was it so hard for me to get in? But it really is always, I never pop up and get in the shower right away. Like, unless it's one of those days where I set my alarm for 6 because I have to be somewhere at 7 or something, which is rare.
Yeah, no, showering is a pain. I don't enjoy it. See, and Al is the opposite, and he thinks I'm crazy. He's like, you get in and out so fast. I can't even believe that you're actually showered. Because Al's like, I want to get in the shower and I want to be in there until the water bothers me. Like he's like, and we're just complete opposites. But I can't do it. I can't linger. I just gotta. I don't like being wet. I don't like the whole thing. I'm like a dog or a cat. Cats don't like being wet, right?
Yeah.
I
think I lose track of time in there. So I intend to be fast and it doesn't go that way. If I don't wash my hair, I'm in and out quickly. I think the time warp happens with the hair washing somewhere in there. So I'm middle of the road. My husband likes to take a bath, which is a funny thing. That's our disconnect. I'm like, well, enjoy that, hon.
How does he like set the mood?
Oh,
what goes
he
on?
lights a candle. He likes
my God.
He likes the whole picture.
Your
I admire
husband
it.
is like the manliest man that ever manned.
Hey now.
Sorry, except for Tony.
Thank you.
Right, of course.
Except for honorary gal Tony.
I mean,
He's just neck and neck.
Is it that he is so manly that he feels very free to enjoy such a thing? I mean,
Probably.
I think it's the two
Seems
go
like
together. It's not a secret. He enjoys a bath. He doesn't hide it.
It's
I wish I
almost
enjoyed
dignified.
one. He enjoys baths as much as we do in theory. Like, I always think it's going to be fun. And then I'm like, that wasn't very relaxing.
I have talked about this and I have written about this. It'll probably be on my tombstone. I have tried to enjoy baths so many times, especially because my sister is like the queen of baths aside from your husband, MK. She loves Lush products. She's all about like, she has feelings about different people's bathtubs. If she goes somewhere and sees a great big bathtub, she definitely has something to say about it. And in my old apartment, I had a big bathtub that she coveted that bath experience. And I took one bath in there, probably in the whole time I was there. I keep trying. I want to experience this bath splendor, but I get in and then I get bored and then I think, now what? And then I get out. And then I think, once again, just like when I keep trying to figure out if I can tolerate cucumbers and I just, every time I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like them. I don't like baths. I don't like cucumbers. End of story.
This is who I am.
I can't do it.
Baths are weird. I think I feel that way too. We've all romanticized the bath. But the thing is, I find things about the bath to be good in some respect, but also disappointing. Like a bath bomb. Like, the name sounds amazing. Like, I'm going to put this in the bath. It's going to do something magnificent. But it doesn't. You put the bath bomb, it's like a little fizzle. And then you're like, what is this? Just slippery water? What is
like
this?
Pop
It's
Rocks.
the weirdest.
Yes.
Yeah, I want a bigger reaction. I want...
Like fireworks.
Yes,
I want an actual bomb.
Yes, something more explosive. Something to just like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. But mostly I just put it in and I'm like, well, that...
Yeah, it's like,
Just throw like a whole box of Alka-Seltzer in there.
that's what it needs to be. That's what I'm looking for.
yeah. And also, the bath bomb is like, okay, that took 15 seconds. Now what? Now my bath is dirty.
Well, that's the thing.
Yes.
And then if you shave in the bath, you're like, I'm in the bath with all my tiny hairs.
No.
I know. I don't. So here's the thing.
Oh, God, I'm still grossed out.
I think people who take a bath as a form of hygiene follow it with a shower, which that sounds awful to me.
Yeah, right?
That's just
Wet,
elongating
more wet.
the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I feel like I have to do, which is why I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Right.
seem like it's a thing to get clean. Like, because you're just, if you're dirty and you get in, you're just laying in your filth, right?
Yeah.
I recommend I have said this, I said it recently somewhere. I recommend the dry bath, which is just where you lay under a heated throw. It's like the warmth and the soothing, but without the water. It's not really, I just call it a dry bath. It's just me laying under a blanket.
I'm like,
into that.
is this like an electric blanket?
Yes.
What is the
It's an electric-
situation?
It's an electric blanket.
You run water? Do you
No,
have
no.
the sound of running water while you're under the electric blanket?
That would actually make it worse to me because then I'd be like, I got to get up before
Go to the
the house
bathroom.
floods.
Yeah.
Or to go to the bathroom.
And just like an app, it's like this is called Dry Bath. It's your app, and you turn it on, and it sounds like you're in the bathroom, and then you put on the weighted blanket, like you're under the water. It's a whole experience.
Speaking of stuff,
You hear 15 seconds of a bath bomb sizzle out.
yes.
There you go.
Speaking of stuff like this, you know what's not disappointing? Simply Earth essential oils. Perhaps you, like me, in the past have invested money in essential oils that you aren't using because you just have them sitting on your shelf and you don't know what to do with them. They can be confusing. Not Simply Earth Essential Oil Recipe Box will help you gain confidence and clarity in using essential oils. You get 4 pure essential oils and natural ingredients delivered to your doorstep. Use the easy-to-follow recipes to make 6 different products with the oils and ingredients found in the box. So like a face mist, a lip balm, so much more. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with using natural products that you know the ingredients of. So this is like a meal subscription kit, but more fun and less edible. And you get to make fun products that will detoxify your home. And you learn safe ways to use essential oils. And the best part is these oils don't break the budget. And I'm actually holding the Citrus Burst essential oil, which is my favorite, although I really also like the juniper berry and the grapefruit and the other one that I'm forgetting the name of. Let me look. I think I'm going to mispronounce it, but it smells so good. It's Copaiba. Just the scent coming out of the box. No, it's not the scent coming out of the box. It's the scent coming out of the one in my hand. I'm in a reverie right now, you guys. You can't tell. You can't smell it because we're on Zoom. Maybe you can. Probably not, though. Simply Earth's essential oils are 100% pure and come from the best farms all over the world. Using essential oils to support your wellness doesn't have to be overwhelming. Have fun making your home toxin-free with Simply Earth's Essential Oil Recipe Box. Plus, get a free $20 gift card when you subscribe using my URL, simplyearth.com/bestfriend. Again, that's simplyearth.com/bestfriend. I also want to tell you guys about Storyworth. I don't know if you're familiar with Storyworth. I've talked about them on the show before, and whenever I do, people go out and they get it, and then they contact me to tell me how much they love it. This is such a great gift. for someone in your family. These days, we have many ways to stay in touch with family, even when we can't visit them in person. And I'm connecting with loved ones everywhere and learning family history I never knew about. Storyworth is a fun and meaningful way to engage with family, especially with relatives you might not get to see often. It's an online service that helps your loved ones share stories through thought-provoking questions about their memories and personal thoughts. It's the gift of spending time together wherever you live. So the way it works is you sign up for a subscription, you give it to someone you love whose stories you want to preserve, and each week they are sent a story prompt. So it could be like, what odd jobs did you have? Like, what was your experience learning to drive? What do you remember about your grandparents? That one might be more open-ended than the way they are. But there's a whole list of questions that you choose from, and you can even design your own as well. And like, I got this for my dad. I thought I had heard every single story that he had multiple times. And I got to learn all this stuff about him. And at the end of the year, Storyworth binds it into a hardcover book. It's such a great keepsake. It's such a wonderful gift. It's such a good thing for the family. I just can't say enough good things about it. Connect with family and discover untold stories with Storyworth. Get started right away without the need for shipping by going to storyworth.com/bestfriend. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/bestfriend. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/bestfriend for $10 off. And we're back. Okay. Question. No, you know what? MK got married since the last time we talked. The last time she was on this show, she had just
Thank you.
just gotten engaged. The surprise engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're married. How was it? Where was it? I know I've seen pictures, but every time I look at the pictures, I'm like, where was this? It's so beautiful.
Okay, so, we got engaged last October, and we wanted to just get her done. So I pushed for something. Well, he wanted something beachy, and I was like, great, that means we can do it in the winter/early spring. Somehow we decided on the date, March 7th.
Ooh.
That's my anniversary. No, March 8th is my anniversary.
March 7th in Aruba. It was the last great guilt-free party of 2020.
No
it
kidding.
was just days before everything shut down. We came back on the Wednesday after the wedding. By Friday, the kids were out of school. And I told my husband, I mean, you knew you were going to be married with 2 kids, but now you are really married with 2 kids. And he likes a challenge. I mean, it was an extreme situation. I would say our dystopian honeymoon period required some adjusting. But the original wedding was fantastic. I don't know. We got lucky picking that date. Everyone who came was healthy. There were no... we were crossing our fingers when we got back home because we realized, this could have been a bigger deal than we realized. And then everyone was okay. So we had a blast, and it actually was great because all the people who got together there, including grandparents and grandkids and cousins, then couldn't see each other for months. So we got this one last time together before things really got weird. So we were very thankful for that. And then we came home to fight for a month to figure out how to do this.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
I mean, you just practice,
unreal.
and we figured it out.
I didn't realize it was right before. My sense of time is all confused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is Aruba? I only know it from that song.
Off the coast of beautiful Venezuela. But it is near Venezuela. That's where it is.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, it looked
gorgeous.
beautiful.
And, we had a blast. It was good times.
How are your kids doing in quarantine?
They have done pretty well. I feel lucky that we have kids. It's sort of a sweet spot where they are a little bit independent. They can take care of themselves. They entertain each other. They still like hanging out with us and think we're cool, so they're not sullen preteens. Although my 7-year-old can fake it pretty well. And so I think for that reason, they've done pretty well. My schedule I'm blessed to be very flexible. My husband was sort of out of work for a couple of weeks, but then they started rotating him back in. And I don't know, they read, they play games. I've been pretty happy, but they are very social. So at the very beginning, if we went out, I would say you cannot talk to these people on the street. They did not care for that because they want to make friends with everyone. So that was tough. And I think that still takes a toll because they just don't get to see as many people as they would like.
Yeah. Jenna, how are your gals doing?
They're good now. They are still mad that they haven't been on the airplane very much this year. They talk about it regularly because last year we were flying like once a month at least. They were too with me to go work. And so they're like, when do we go to the airport? When are we doing the airport thing? But with the RV trips that we've taken and they're actually back in preschool. So we're at a private preschool and it's open. And so far, so good. Nobody's been sick. Nobody's had any issues. So they're back in preschool and like, that's been 2 weeks now or 3 weeks now. And they're like, Sam goes 4 days a week and Dylan goes 2 days a week. And they just are like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. We have friends, we have people. And they can't associate with any of the other kids in the school because the way they're doing it is like each class is their own pod. Mm-hmm. But they don't care. They're like, they just love those 6 other kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the cutest. They're so happy. And we're just crossing our fingers that it stays okay. Because right now, everything's doing really well in our little town. And we're just like really hopeful. I feel like I'm holding my breath all the time. Like, are we okay? Is it okay? But their happiness level has increased significantly. I mean, they were doing fine at home, truthfully. But I just see there's like, they're the same way. They want to make friends with every single person they meet. It's funny because I have kids who are even like far more social than I ever was. And so they like love having friends and it's nice to see them filling their bucket again in a different kind of way instead of having to just follow me around and like, what are we doing now? And what should we do now? And can we call this person? And can we go somewhere? And can we do this? Can we do that? So it's really nice, really been a great couple of weeks seeing them thrive again at school.
I remember when we recorded the Patreon episode, you were in Utah. You'd just done your special.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you think you're going to send it back, but you're not sure. You have to assess when you get back.
Yeah.
But hearing this we're still going back and forth about whether to send Elliot back. We're probably going to. We just are sort of dragging our feet because we see my parents and they're both high risk and But hearing what you're saying makes me feel like we really should, because I think Elliot's bucket is empty.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's funny to see how they're doing fine, and kids are so tough and stamina and all that stuff. But when you see, this is like your true personality. Like this is you get in the car and you have 10,000 things to tell me because you had this thought and that thought. And also, turns out I'm not that great of a teacher because they're in 2.5 or 3 weeks, whatever it's been, they've learned more than I taught them all summer. So I don't know if it's me or they just don't want to listen to me that much or whatever.
I think it's just socialization. It's just the difference between being at home versus being around other people their age in that environment, I think.
Yeah. They're just, it's nice to see.
Yeah, I can see mine light up. We have a sort of a pack of neighborhood kids, which is really nice. It's sort of like a 90s flashback over here, where they can run around in the open air, and I feel fine about that. And across the way, there are 2 back decks that sort of face each other with the neighbors, and one of our neighbors comically on the balcony is named Juliet, and they spent all the time we were stuck in the house yelling over the balcony to Juliet. And now they're friends and they can they can meet on the ground now. Everybody's mom is comfortable with that. And they just, once they realize that they don't have to play with just me and their sister anymore, they're like, whoa, revolutionary. Mm-hmm. And it's very sweet.
Yeah.
So we have something special. It is a Who Knows MK Best quiz.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Now, this came together a little last minute, and that is 100% Daniel's fault. I don't know why, but I don't know why he's dragging his heels on. No, I'm just kidding. It's totally my fault. So we don't have a song, but I'm sure Tony can play something to usher it in.
Well, you know what I normally play, but I feel like this is more appropriate today.
Uncle Tuba Town.
Tuba Town.
The best
Great
band
band.
ever.
Great
Best.
band.
So I have paper. Do we need paper? Maybe we do. Jenna, do you have something to write on? Tony, do you have something to write on?
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Yeah. I had a pen, but it's already lost. Oh, I got it.
Well, I don't know that you need a pen.
And I'm just, but it makes me feel better. It's like
Yes, okay. All right. Here comes the Who Knows MK Best quiz. So you'll ask the question. We will write our answers down, and then we'll go around, give our answers, and then you'll say what the right answer is.
Okay.
So question, answer, question, answer.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's start off with...
The
Nice.
drama.
This is stiff competition. Also, I appreciate the last minute request because that is how I operate. I would not have started
That's
on
right.
it any earlier. So
That's
it's fine.
right. I always you. This is a compliment. You are such an accomplished, get shit done person, and so I forget that you are also like a procrastinator, last minute-y. You wish you were more organized kind of person.
Oh, yes. Wish it so much. I, in fact, married basically a life coach for me, so we're working on it. But yes, this was, I thrive. That came in and I said, sure, let's do it. So, number
Perfect.
one. Mary Catherine's favorite part of fall. Favorite part of fall. A pumpkin spice latte. Football. Halloween. Or apple picking with Bay in a cozy sweater.
Oh, wow. All right, I have my answer.
Could I hear those one more time?
Me
I'm
too.
sorry.
Sure. Pumpkin spice latte. Football. Halloween. Or apple picking with Bay in a cozy sweater.
Okay.
All right, everyone have their answer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to guess football because you like sports. I feel like you have pride in certain teams. You dress up for them. And that's what I think.
Yes, football. Go Georgia.
The Gators? They're Florida. What? Oh my gosh, just
Dogs.
kidding.
It's like she's trolling me, but
I
she's
know,
not.
that's like so terrible.
Wait, what's the Georgia team?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Dogs. Go Dogs. Tony?
I also said football.
You guys are all correct. I was hoping I would throw you off a little bit with Halloween, but football is correct.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
you do Halloween well.
I
You
love
do
me
it
some
very
Halloween.
well. But
I also will say that Alison's description of my sports fandom is one that I will cherish forever. I'm just clip
enjoy
that and save
sports?
it. You dress
have
up
pride.
for them. You have allegiances to teams.
You
All that.
wear stuff up for your team when you go on
It's
it's on TV.
It's true. Jenna has seen me in
Necklaces.
action for game day as well. There's
the
so
best.
much themed clothing. Okay. Let's see.
We each
what-
have a point. We're all on
Yes.
the board.
All right. What was the name of the coffee house in Durham, North Carolina, where Mary Catherine misspent her youth and some of her dollars and loitered for long periods of time?
okay.
Was it a latte laughs? But first, coffee. Or espresso self?
Oh, no. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, I have a guess.
Me too.
Jenna, let us
What
know
was
when
the
you're
second one?
Second one was, but first, coffee.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
All right. I'm going to guess espresso self, both because I know of two coffee places with names that are similar, and a latte. And no one changed their answer though, just because I'm so persuasive. A latte laughs. And but first coffee, that's just an Instagram and a wood sign thing. I don't think there's actually a coffee house named that. Again, no one changed their answer just because I'm persuasively and right. Persuasively right. Okay, who's next?
I said espresso yourself as well. I'm trying to prove it that I didn't change my
Okay,
answer.
good.
Thank you. All right, Tony.
And I don't even remember. I literally just wrote down the first one you said.
Okay, that was a latte laughs.
Okay.
So, no. The correct answer is espresso self.
Oh, yay. All right.
And I will have you guys know, because my integrity is important to me, I fact-checked that with several friends today because I was afraid it was so silly that I had heard it on a sitcom and it was not my actual life. But it was, in fact, espresso self.
I also misspent my youth at a coffee place. Mine was called Rockin' Java. Did you ever date anyone you met there?
No, but that was
there a whole
meetup.
social scene?
That was like the place where you would go to see if somebody liked you. You'd be drinking your terrible mocha and listening to some terrible punk band downstairs.
Didn't it seem like we all discovered coffee at the same time? And was that a cultural thing or just an age rite of passage thing? Jenna, for you, it would be Diet Coke.
Yes.
I think it was just the 90s and high school coincided for me, so I can't tell which one it was.
Yeah. I do feel like that is when Starbucks really became a thing too.
Right.
I feel like coffee houses really had a moment, or I became aware of them all at once. I don't know.
And friends helped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So Jenna and I each have 2 points. Tone Zone, you have 1, but respectable.
Thank you. Thank you for treating a gal.
By the
with
way,
respect.
I did not know for whom I was writing this quiz, so I hope that it's hitting the right spot here. Okay. For what?
Wait, what are the options of for whom the quiz was written?
No, I just didn't know who was on the Thursday show. I never asked.
Wait, you didn't know Jenna was going to be on?
No.
I knew MK was coming. Oh,
I thought I had told you.
Oh, that's
No, but it's okay because I like surprises and I like to just fly by the seat of my pants.
I'm so glad I tailored this experience exactly the way you like it. I was sure I had told you because that was my whole thing was trying to get you guys on together.
No, I
Surprise!
love it. And it is delightful.
Surprise!
I'm so pumped.
Oh my God.
All right, here we go. For what country icon was MK's first post-college, for my first ever, on my own pet was a cat. For what country icon was she named? Was it June Carter Cash? Was it Jolene of Dolly Song fame? Fancy of Reba McEntire song fame? Or Winona? The four choices again: June Carter Cash, Jolene, Fancy, famous country prostitute, or Winona.
All right, I'm in.
I have no clue, MK. Oh my gosh.
I really can't get over the fact that I didn't mention to you that Jenna was going to be on. What's wrong with me? I mean, not that it changes anything, but still.
And I've also missed many a memo in my life, so that's entirely possible as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You missed it. You missed the memorandum that I sent. Okay. I am going to guess D, Winona, although I was very tempted by Fancy, but I don't know if you do 2 C's in a row. Again, no one changed their answer. Okay, Jenna?
I said Fancy because I'm purely guessing on this one. So this is
Same.
yeah.
They're all good cat names.
I know. They all work fine.
Yeah.
I just...
Tone Zone?
I also said Winona, but was tempted by Jolene, but ended up going Winona.
The correct answer is Fancy.
Oh.
Jenna pulls into the lead.
And she was a sort of a barn cat that someone rescued and named Fancy. And I tried to rename her because I thought it was just too on the nose for a cat named Fancy. And then
Right.
someone told me she actually was originally named for the Reba McEntire song, and I thought, oh, well, that makes it better. I'm okay with it.
Is it a story? You know, a background.
She has a dark backstory. I'm
Yes.
into this.
I like it.
So she's a social climber. Anyway, rest her soul. Anyway.
All right, Jenna is in the lead with 3. And we know that this quiz was not written for Jenna.
No.
No, we know that for sure.
This actually worked
yeah.
out nicely because I didn't rig it at all. So here we go. I didn't overthink it.
Yeah. You're welcome.
My favorite item of COVID-era clothing has been my husband's Under Armour sweatpants, my old sports bra, a barbecue tank top that says, I love my butt rubbed and my pork pulled,
I hope it's that.
or my UGG slippers.
Can we hear those again?
Yes. Number 1, husband's Under Armour sweatpants. 2, or B, I guess we can go with that. B, an old sports bra. C, a barbecue tank top with the message, I love my butt rubbed and my pork pulled. Or my UGG slippers.
I'm ready.
This is hard.
This is really hard.
I have a guess.
I'm
but
guessing as well.
I feel like I'm wrong, but I'm going to say your husband's Under Armour sweatpants. My hesitation is that I feel like he's taller than you by a bit. So I don't know how these are fitting you, but I guess they are.
I guessed the sweatpants too.
So did I.
Oh,
We all got it wrong.
of you.
It's Uggs.
All of you wrong. It was the UGG slippers.
Damn it.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
See, I can't believe. Okay, way off.
Do you actually have this tank top?
Yes, I do.
That's not
And
fave.
the reason that it is, I like all these items of clothing, and I do wear the sweatpants. They are too long, and I don't care. They're great. I wear all these items. The UGG slippers, I'm a real believer these days. My children make fun of me because I don't even put real shoes on to go out of the house anymore. They have real bottoms. I just wear
Yes, they
slippers
do.
everywhere.
I have them. They're the best.
Yeah.
They
So I don't know
are.
when I'm going back to regular shoes. But the tank top I wore in the middle of the summer at one point, and I forgot that my child had just learned to read. And she's like, I like my butt rubbed. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to retire this one.
Wait, are the UGG slippers like these? Is this the shape? And now these are not. These are like Costco brand. So no,
Yeah,
these
so
are like you slip
Mine are
into
similar
them.
to that. Mine are similar to
Okay,
that.
Oh, mine are like slip in as well, but they don't have the.
the muff.
Yes. Yeah.
The ornamental.
They look kind of like Uggs that just got cut off.
Got it.
Well, I dig them.
They are amazing. I'm with you on that.
Okay, I think I have 2 more questions. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Which of these DIY craft or home improvement projects caused the least fighting in my house?
The least fighting.
A, the downstairs bathroom, which you don't even set foot in, and I can't believe you have an opinion about this. B, the accent wall in the living room, which is literally your favorite color and the color of all your clothes and car. Why are you arguing with me about this? The DIY floating shelves for homeschool supplies and books, which, my God, I can't find the freaking studs. Can you find the studs? Or the fire pit. Seriously, this is so many bricks. Do we have to carry this many bricks? It is so hot out here. So, I will shorten them. Downstairs bathroom. Accent wall. Floating shelves. Fire pit. Which one caused the least
The
fighting?
least fighting.
Oh, the least fighting.
The least fighting.
I don't know. I have a question because of the hot outside comment. I don't know where you live.
In
Exact address, please.
in Virginia.
Oh, really? Okay. Where in Virginia? I used to live in Richmond.
Northern Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I have a guess.
Okay.
Me too.
I'm going to say floating shelves, but I enjoyed all of them.
Alison, are you in my head tonight?
I
Because
might be.
I'm saying the shelves.
I went accent wall.
Okay, so the least fighting was the fire pit.
No, really?
See, I should have went with my
Partly
question.
because, well, this is like the blessing of my husband. Partly because the children did most of the work.
Yeah.
Instead of
that's-
the
yeah.
two of us facing off, we brought them in as a cushion.
A
So-
buffer. That
But
sounds
the shelves
healthy
were
and fun.
the shelves were not problematic because the shelves are for organization, and his ethos allows for
Right.
a lot of home
This is a
improvement that allows for
practical,
organization.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question though. The accent wall that's the same color as your car. Who's saying that?
That's me to him.
Oh, okay. And then
Yes.
the bathroom, you never go into it. Who's saying that? You to him?
That's me to him again.
Okay.
But look, all these projects got done and they all look pretty good. So
So
That's
have it.
amazing.
Yeah.
We
so
haven't done.
fun.
We have a to-do list that just sits on our refrigerator mocking us. We had so many plans.
this is our complementary relationship. I have big ideas, but I don't know how to execute, and he makes me execute. And then I get annoyed that I am forced to finish the thing I started.
Yeah.
MK, you and I share a lot of similar personality traits, and
Yes.
that literally defines how Al and I work together. Where I'm like, all these details. Why are you telling me all this stuff?
Yes.
He's like, this was literally your idea.
Yep.
That's so interesting. I think, and I know that we just have one question left, but just, I'm just making it. What? I don't know what I'm doing. The point is, there's something I'm just making everyone wait for it. That's what I was trying to say. I think I'm the other one in the relationship, because not really in terms of like neither of us make each other do big ideas. That's the problem. But I'm the one who's like nagging Daniel to like finish things and to reminding him about details and stuff like that. Is that Al, and is that your husband?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure. Well, I know, because on the podcast, when you say things like, I'm really good at closing loops and like making sure that people are set up for whatever. I'm like, what is that? I don't know. That's the last thing that I'm good at.
Oh no, I think I say that I forget to close the loop.
Oh, well, that's me too then. I don't know.
Yeah, I forget to close loops.
Because
The
I do
worst-
that all the time.
The worst example being when we were recording the Thursday show, and then another guest showed up because he thought that we needed him that night. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I should have let you know. Oh my God. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. All right. Let's see who wins. As we go into the final question, Jenna has 3, Alison has 2, Tony has 1. So we're looking potentially at a tie, and then MK will have to do a tiebreaker.
Okay. Well, I have a backup question if we need it.
Okay, great.
Okay. What was MK's favorite concert? Was it the Dave Matthews Band? Was it Poison? Was it Bright Eyes? Or Outcast?
Oh, girl. This is a tough one.
All right, I have a guess.
Me too.
All right, you can end the music.
Okay. I was waiting for Jenna to chime in.
Sorry, I thumbs up it. Okay. Yes, I have one.
I am
Alison.
guessing Outcast.
So am I.
Oh, we're a block.
I was waiting for a country artist after the cat thing, but so I figured the closest to that was Dave Matthews Band in a weird way. So that's my guess.
It was not the David Matthews Band.
I know. I think we're gonna have to hear that if you have it.
I know I do. It just might. That's not
David
a regularly
Matthews Band.
coming up one.
Oh.
It might take me a
Although
minute.
that was my first concert, which
Oh, really?
I'm not a huge fan, but that just happened to be my first concert. The correct answer is Outcast. So well done, guys.
Jenna, you won.
That makes me so happy. I'm not competitive at all. It's
Not
fine.
only was it a good concert, but it gives me some sort of cred because I saw them must have been 1999 or 2000
Yeah.
at the University of Georgia in a very, like, on a little, just like a recreational field right by my dorm. They played this concert for probably 800 people. It was very small, and it was fantastic.
I think you discovered them.
That's
think you
true.
can claim
Yes,
that.
That's actually true. You can.
They should thank you. Wow.
No, I do. I love them, and my heart was broken when they did the Super Bowl in Atlanta and they didn't reunite for it. I was like, this is our moment. I know it. Outkast is coming back. No, never again.
Sad.
Did you happen to watch that show Dispatches from Elsewhere? Because Andre 3000, he's Outcast, right?
Yeah.
He's also
was
my
an
heart,
actor in it.
my heart.
And he's your heart. Oh, well, you should watch it then. He's in it. Yeah. Did you watch it, Jenna?
But I remember seeing the commercials and
Yeah. It was an interesting show.
I will watch it. I also think it's a sin he was not in Black Panther because who's a better alien than Andre 3000? Handsome alien?
Shit.
Please.
Heard
sign
it
him up.
here first. Listen, you guys, recent events have reminded us how important and awesome healthcare professionals are. This time last year, we were cheering for our favorite sports stars, MK. Today, we rightly cheer for nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, techs, and more. FIGS has been cheering for healthcare professionals all along. Their mission is to celebrate healthcare pros and make sure they have the awesome scrubs they need to perform their best. FIGS scrubs are engineered with the innovative functionality found in high-performance athletic apparel because healthcare pros deserve scrubs as epic as they are. So, yes, they specialize in scrubs, in medical apparel, etc. However, they have stuff that someone like Daniel or someone like me would just regular people, regular non-medical environment people would want. Like, they have really cool hoodies that have lots of pockets. I almost bought a lab coat. I don't know what I would have done with it, but it seemed like something cool to have. FIG's proprietary Fion X fabric features Silvadur, antimicrobial and 4-way stretch technology. They're also moisture-wicking, anti-wrinkle, and liquid repellent and are ridiculously soft, plus lots of pockets. Some of their styles include over 10 pockets. FIGS wants you to wear the scrubs you deserve and enjoy 15% off your first order using code BESTFRIEND15 at checkout. And if you're not working on the front lines, thank someone that is, because FIGS will give you 15% off too. Head to wearfigs, wearfigs.com and enter code BESTFRIEND15 at checkout. Again, that's wearfigs, wearfigs.com and enter code BESTFRIEND15 at checkout. Get ready to love your scrubs. All right.
Wait, can I just jump in and correct myself so the Marvel Army doesn't come after me? Wakanda is a fictional nation, not a fictional planet. So what I meant was hot superhero guy with possibly magical powers. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Leave me alone, Marvel people.
I just rolled with it. I just went with it.
I didn't
Listen,
even
you
notice
guys.
because I was busy trying to find this.
The David
This is my
Matthews
cable
Band.
news paranoia coming to bear here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just said a thing that was wrong.
I totally get it. All right, let's hear that again, but let me just explain. I am so sure that I did not say the David Matthews Band.
We've
I feel like
heard
my
this before, Alison.
I know. I don't understand. It's like my mouth
Let's hear it.
spasmed.
Let's hear it.
The David Matthews Band.
You definitely said
It's
David.
very
I
clear.
don't know. I mean, that is a David.
That's a deep fake.
David.
It's a deep fake. I don't know what you get out of doing it that way, but someone is pranking me. Let's do some Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. This is from Marcy Sheehan, and it is a follow-up to something we were talking about before because someone wrote in and said, I don't understand people who would leave their read receipts on. So Marcy Sheehan says, I agree with the read receipts, JMO, but my husband and stepkids have ours set where only each other gets read receipts, just so we know if the family is seeing texts. Every other contact is set up with no read receipt. Now, this blew my mind and also like exhausted me I don't know why. I had a weird sort of technological overwhelm and ennui upon hearing it. I didn't even know you could like set it this way. Did you guys?
No, this is news to me.
I've not done it, but I think I did know. I feel like I've heard of that. And I can understand it in certain cases, but yeah, I've never done it.
I just think it's one more layer of stress
Yeah.
that I have to add to my life.
Yeah. I think I'm the person who would accidentally have them on. That would be me. I don't think about whether I should have them on. I don't know how to access that setting. Al does.
I was just going to say, like, it's like the first thing Al does. Like, nobody can know my business. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn, which I never log into LinkedIn, but I still get emails from them like telling me, congratulate this person that you like on deliberately aren't talking to on their work anniversary or whatever. But you can set it so that you can see who's looked at your profile. But if you do that, then they see, then it's clear which profiles you're looking at. So I feel like occasionally in the day I had set it that way, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to switch it back before I look at anyone's profiles. So occasionally I'll get worried that like, what if I never set it back? It's similar to.
And I was just going to say, if ever I happen to be snooping, that's the one place I don't like to go because I don't understand that business.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking into someone, but I don't want them to see this, and I'm uncomfortable with LinkedIn.
Yeah, I can't.
Exactly.
I like shut mine down. I don't have one anymore because I'm like, why am I using this?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm using it either. Like, I don't think I'm going to get a job through it.
I'm convinced no one has ever gotten a job through it. I don't think I've ever heard someone say they got anything out of it.
So this is something I'm being project managed on, but it's like so far down my list, if I had a list, that I haven't gotten to it. But my husband's convinced that I need to shape up my LinkedIn. I got to shape it up. And I have not shaped it up. I mean, it has a current headshot, but I guess that's about it. I mean,
I don't know.
They have endorsements and stuff. What am I endorsed for? Talking? She's good at that.
All right, I'll endorse you. No,
Thanks.
but really, like, for what would you be shaping this? For what opportunities are going to roll your way?
I mean, I think the idea is that is a net that I am not using. And that there are people in political circles or there are people in corporate circles that might be in that arena. I think it's probably more likely for me than for people who are working in comedy. Although I don't know, but is it like TikTok? There's a whole subculture of LinkedIn comedy. I don't know.
There could be in like corporate gigs and things, but I shut it down because I'm like, I am stressed out all the time. Just if you need me, go to my website,
Yeah.
But I get maybe for you, and I'm sure if Al were here, he would have an opinion. But
are you guys on TikTok? Because I was, and then Daniel read something saying that there were all sorts of security concerns with it. This is before Trump tried to ban it, and I hadn't fallen in love with it yet. So he was like, I think we should just take it off our phones. So I did, and so now I'm not on it at all. But I it's not a real concern, but I'm like, I really am probably missing out on like understanding a huge chunk of youth culture because I'm not conversant with it.
But don't you feel like you see enough TikToks on
That's
Instagram?
true. You really, that's a very good point. That is a solid point. I do see them elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So I also was concerned about the security part, and that's not fake news. So I haven't done it, but I also am concerned with my ability to sustain a lot of social media.
Yeah.
And I'm also highly susceptible to a dance craze. And I feel like it could get very embarrassing for me and time consuming very quickly. And
see, I'm not susceptible at all. Maybe that's like my secret power. I never want to make a dance video.
I'd be over there like, hello, fellow kids. Let me try this one out. I too am savage.
I don't need to start that that journey for me right now, but I would want to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
so funny.
all creativity, but I honestly am glad you guys are not like dancing with your daughters, like, and then we made bread or whatever.
Yeah.
I just like, or like we're opening the mail. That's not a real dance craze, but it makes me cringe.
Yeah, I don't get it. And a lot of them are just like lip syncing things, but it's not even songs sometimes. Like I've literally seen some that are like literally somebody lip syncing someone's stand up. Like what is the point?
Are you guys doing reels? Sorry, someone was about to say something.
That Fleetwood Mac guy on the skateboard is the greatest gift that TikTok has given us.
Oh, I saw that yesterday.
But other than that, I'm usually like, huh. That's my reaction.
Yeah.
General. But I'm an old, so I don't know.
Well, that's how I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't relate anymore. But it's just too, for me, I'm with you, MK. It's like, it's one more social media that I'm like, I'm barely getting Instagram done these days. Like I'm barely logging on to stuff. And so one more thing just feels overwhelming.
There were 2 TikToks. These are like my favorite TikToks, my favorite talks, that I saw on Instagram. But one was like, I wonder who ate the spaghetti. And it panned around a living room and there were like 4 dogs and they were all just sitting there just being dogs. And so it's like close up on one dog and then the next dog. And then the next dog is this white pit bull and its mouth is like entirely red. And then it goes to the next dog and then it goes back to the dog that has spaghetti sauce. So I like that one. And then there was another one where it showed 3 pigs like sleeping on hay, and it was talking about how people think pigs are so messy, but they really aren't. And then it showed these flowers that the pigs never, like in a different part of the farm, that the pigs never eat. So they noticed that there were 3 bunches of flowers next to this one pig, and they don't eat them. What's she doing? She had like, for real, brought them into the barn and like was decorating her space with them. That made me go, I really don't think I can eat pork anymore. I already don't eat it very much. But like, if this is true, that a pig is like decorating, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. I submitted my own JMO and I selected it. In the hazy moments where I'm waking up, I think about anything I have scheduled for the day and try to figure out if I can reschedule it. That's normal, right? I really do that. Like when I'm waking up, I just think like I'm not up to it. Whatever it is, I'm not up to it. I have a show at 3. I have to reschedule it or something. And then, as I wake up, I accept that life involves obligations and that they are actually fun sometimes. But I don't know what it is, but my brain is just like, no, can't do it.
I think I only do that if it's something that's super early. Like I'll do it then. Otherwise, I won't do it when I wake up, but I will kind of have those thoughts about wanting to reschedule later in the day when it's getting close to the time to do that thing.
Yeah. Interesting. I, for some reason, before I have all my faculties about me, so as I'm waking up before I'm fully awake, it's like I forget that I'm not awake yet, and so I interpret how I feel at that moment as like, oh no, this is how I feel today. I don't have enough energy.
Yeah, I have been waking up. COVID times are weird. So normally, as you guys both know, I'm obnoxiously extroverted, and anytime I get to go out with anyone face to face, I'm very excited. The COVID gatherings are not the same. It doesn't have the same. This is one of the reasons that my husband and I had trouble adjusting at the beginning, because he's an introvert. And there's a breaking point where I was like, you don't understand. Everything that makes me happy is out there in the world. Your stuff is here in this house. So we had to like come to an understanding about that. Not everything that makes me happy. I love my children and my husband, but you know what I'm saying?
Everything else.
Right. Just my outlets.
Yeah.
So normally I would wake up very excited to do whatever the thing is. It's different in the Zoom culture, but I'm also trying to change my morning anxiety tendencies by reading a book before I pick up my phone.
Yes, you've posted about this.
It's a good idea.
And occasionally both reading and working out before I'm allowed to touch my phone.
Has that helped?
Yes, I can't say that I stick to it all the days. When there was there's always a big news event these days, but there was a very large one at the end of last week. And I was like, could not resist the siren call of Twitter. So I just kind of checked the box. I was like, look, I'm reading this page. And here's the phone.
So where is your phone when you sleep?
It is next to my bed. because it's my alarm. So if I have an alarm, but I leave the book in my bed too. And then I usually go downstairs with my book to make coffee and leave my phone upstairs.
Smart.
And when I say usually, I say for like 4 days.
Yeah, but this is good. This is like, it's momentum. You're doing it.
Working on it.
Fully into this idea because my phone, COVID, like I was in the beginning just reading everything, and I like drove myself completely insane.
Yeah.
Speaking of that big news story of Trump testing positive, I'm assuming is the one you're talking about. We are starting to institute a no devices after dark thing, which all it means is that Elliot can't have any screen time after dark, which is such a like not enough of a limit regarding the screen time. But we're starting somewhere because he did have it with him like up to the point that we wanted him to start getting tired, and he wasn't. So Daniel and I are also like wink, wink doing this, which just means we like sneak looks at our phone in the other room. But I was like an hour and a half late to that news, which for me just reaffirmed this is why I have to have my phone next to me all the time.
Nope.
My mom is the one who told me about it. She's the one who's like lately any news story. Like she's the one who told me our BG died, and there was something else that she told me too. She's on it.
I mean, there's always going to be something though,
I know.
and you'll figure it out. Like it will.
I know it's not like it affected me. Yeah, I know it's true. It's not like it affected me that I didn't know, but I was just like, oh my god, something. Usually, it's just scrolling and there's just nothingness.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah,
but that's why I'm with you on the kids and the screens. Like you do your best because like sometimes you just need it as to help you out and to help everybody out. But this is one of the reasons I ended up ejecting and homeschooling because my kid on a device for that long per day, she's gonna be a real jerk. And if I can just read and cover some math and see what we can do for a year, I feel okay about that.
Totally.
Wait, I didn't realize you were homeschooling, like for like legit homeschooling.
Yes, there was no. Well, there's an all virtual option. I would have sent my kid in person if they had offered that option. I would have felt mostly comfortable doing that. But that was not an option. And the Zoom schedule was just too much time. It was too much time. In the spring, it was okay because they were just doing little bits. And I thought that was pretty effective, actually. But they put that whole school day on the Zoom. And I said, I don't know. I've done a couple events where I had to be on for a couple hours for maybe 2 days in a row. And I was exhausted. Yeah. And I didn't think that would work.
I know people who are really struggling because their kids just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I wouldn't want to do it.
I have this very flexible schedule, which is awesome. And I have, we're a low risk household. I've offered to help other working parents because the problem with pods is that they're so strict that some kids can't get into them. So in our neighborhood, I'm attempting to host a few on the porch and maybe be the Zoom butler in place of the parents for a bit every week. But we're seeing what we can throw together. I mean, everybody's just attempting to throw it together.
Uh-oh, I think we lost you, Jenna.
Uh-oh, I'm here.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Yep.
Maybe you just made an expression where I thought there were words that went with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her homeschool expression.
That's how everyone's feeling. Homeschool. But I get that completely because the being online all day for kids is brutal. It is.
Yeah. And I think that whereas when they're in school, the teacher in the school works with kids who need extra attention or anything like that. Right now, all of that is falling on the parents who we're not trained.
Yeah. Well, and I realized that my term for it is I was a Zoom butler in the spring. I was like, what do you need, ma'am? Do you need a pencil? Do you need a ruler? Do you need a special thing for a scavenger hunt? Here I am.
Exactly.
And I was always on call. And I figured, okay, if we do the homeschool, like, okay, sure, I'm not going to be perfect at this, but I can knock it out in a couple of hours and then we can do other things.
Right.
Instead of I thought I was going to do more work doing that.
Yeah.
Dancing behind the screen.
Yes. When Elliot's preschool went to, at the very beginning for like April and May, before the preschool sort of decided what they were going to do, which is like completely shut down and then reopen. They were having virtual preschooling or whatever. And so there were like Zoom classes, and then there were these text pods where they would text you a project in the morning, and then you're supposed to send photos of it. And it was just arts and crafts for me that I didn't need. I'm good. But,
would you like to cut some hearts now?
Yeah. Or like, show us one of your favorite toys, or take it, whatever. Yeah. And I don't even have favorite toys. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Leela Rolling Stone says, I call cute children and pets nuggets, so having a hard time applying it to hunks. But I'm delighting in all the Massachusetts talk as a native of this fine state. Someday I would love to show the Rosenquantz fam the majesty of the Commonwealth. Yes, I have never been to Boston. Daniel has. That came from the episode that Arden Marine and Ken Reed were on. There was a lot of mass talk. And we were talking about slang, and I said that I remember when nuggets or nugs was used that was a term for like a hottie. Oh, he's like River Phoenix with long hair. He's a nug.
I don't think I remember that one.
I think it was probably before your time.
I think so. Maybe.
It may be regional too. I never heard
That's
that
true.
one.
Yeah.
By the way, have any of you watched Cobra Kai?
Yes.
No.
Started it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
enjoy. First of all, you have a fun road ahead of you.
Yeah.
And also for the gals, and also your appreciation, Tony. The Robbie character is just straight up 17 magazine 1996 hunk. Like, it is.
I need to watch
Is
that.
he? I forget the names. Is that Johnny's kid?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, man.
It is jarring because he's so of that era that I'm like, that's a Tiger Beat poster on my best friend's wall. It is weird. And he's got the floppy hair and the whole thing.
Yeah, he's
It's
very
really-
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh,
He sounds like a real nugget.
This sounds
A
amazing.
nugget.
Yeah.
Nug for sure.
So, full disclosure, I had never seen Karate Kid.
What?
Which I know. I just had it in my head that I don't like martial arts. Now that I'm watching it, I mean,
like
not that I
that
have
was
anything
the
against them.
objection.
Now that I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, it's really not about that. You really don't have to be into karate to like this movie. So I'm watching it in chunks because I have children and because of the whole thing. But I'm super into getting to sit down and watch the rest of this movie, and then I'm going to embark on Cobra Kai because I keep hearing it's so good.
Perfect. You'll just pick up,
It's
You'll
so much
understand
better than
everything.
it should be.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what it's so much more nuanced than I would ever have expected. I, for one, did not watch Back to the Future for a long time because I didn't think that I liked time travel, but it paid off.
See? So there you go. Do you have to watch Karate Kid to watch Cobra Kai? Maybe I could just jump in, or should.
They do
Karate Kid.
flashbacks
Yeah,
that would
finish
help,
Karate
but I
Kid.
think
Yeah, I would watch it first.
All right.
it's a treat.
Elizabeth Shue was a young nug.
That was like the first girl I remember like kind of noticing as a young kid.
Yeah.
Like actually, girls were gross for a long time, and then all of a sudden watching that movie and being like, "Ooh, what's happening here?"
You guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for being on this show. This was just delightful.
Thank you.
Listeners, thank you for listening. If you like what you're hearing, please tell a friend, subscribe, leave a nice comment on Apple Podcasts. That helps us out so much. Check out my other podcast, Childish. Earlier this week, I had Jamie Lynn Sigler from the Okay, I thought it was Sopranos, but she's saying that she thinks the correct way to say it is actually Sopranos. I don't know about that. I just can't. But that show, that prestige television show, she played Meadow on it, and she's on the show. And then I've got Bob Bryan on next week, and those will both be also, in addition to all the places you listen, you can watch the full video at youtube.com/Alison Rosen. Please subscribe. Again, Patreon. I'm on Cameo also. And Jenna, where can we find you? What should we look out for?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. So good to be here. You can find me around the internet once in a while. But mostly go check out my podcast, Couple Friends. It's me and #Al. If you want to hear us every single day, you can, or you can listen to our compilation episode on Fridays. And our show's just fun, silly nonsense from me and my nug. You know what I mean?
Nug to nug.
That's right.
MK?
Yeah, I will pitch I wrote a piece for The Atlantic back in April, which might be worth re-upping for everybody as we struggle through this, called It's Okay to Be a Different Parent During the Pandemic. So I've gotten some good feedback from that. It's a good read if you want to, especially as we're dealing with school, to jump into that. I'm at MK Hammertime on Instagram. I also have a fun project I started during quarantine called at Oldest Delia's Model.
Yes.
On Instagram, which I need to pick back up, and I've gone through a dry spell. Where I dress up
to ask you about that. I love it. I have been loving it.
So I dress up in aspirational 90s clothing that I either put together from my closet or order from Rent the Runway and take 90s style catalog shots in it.
So
I'm living my best life. So that's at Oldest Delia's Model. And I do want to say a word for my friend at Real Best Life on Instagram. This is my friend Kelly, who's a farmer out in Colorado. And she is doing this crazy experiment where she lives entirely off what she produces on her land for a year, from August to August. She started in August. It's crazy. She has pigs, she has ducks, she has
She the one who has a wallaby?
She has a wallaby as well. She has a full, huge garden, and she's trying to put together this puzzle about how can I live off of this land. Oh, and also goats.
Amazing.
And so the problems are fascinating. She's fascinating. The whole just thinking through the process is great. So she's at Real Best Life. So for a lot of good, cute animals and farm comedy and sustainable farm-to-table goodness, check her out.
She could tell us if pigs really decorate.
I think she could. She would say hers do not.
Maybe she needs to get more handy pigs.
Yeah, I don't think hers are like super personality.
Pinteresty.
Yeah, she says.
Thank you. Tone Zone. What about you?
I am at Tony Thaxton on Twitter and Instagram. My podcast, Bizarre Albums, every Tuesday. And real quick, also, just the other day, yesterday, when we're recording this, Motion City Soundtrack released another song. This is actually a cover, and it is for our friend Ed Ackerson, who was a producer that we had worked with a bunch, passed away last year. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of his death, and he was just a great guy. And a compilation came out that's just a bunch of songs that he wrote and a bunch of different bands on there covering it. So we're on there. Oh, I'm blanking. I know Soul Asylum is on there. A lot of bands around the Minneapolis area and just bands he worked with over the years. And it's available on Bandcamp. So the link is sort of weird. So just find me on social media and you can find the link through there. But so that's available, and all the proceeds from that, he left behind a wife and young daughter, and all the proceeds from that are going to his daughter's educational fund. So check that out if you can.
I'm going to check that out. And you want to know why, in addition to liking Motion City Soundtrack and Tony?
Why is that?
I used to think Dave Pirner of Soul Asylum was a real nugget.
True.
There you
Like
go.
prime nug.
Nice.
Back when he had... I got to see what he looks like now. I doubt time has been kind to him, but I could be wrong. You guys, this was so much fun. I'm going to make everyone do it again. Wonderful. Okay, everyone... Thank you for being on the show. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
What?
I forgot to say hello and welcome to the new Patreon people.
Oh.
Who's still listening at this point? Has anyone turned it off or are they still there? Should I just do it on the next episode?
Who ditches on us? Everybody's
Yeah,
here,
no one
right?
would. Okay. I can't believe this is worse than not saying hi to Tony.
Thanks.
And I don't. What I mean is
Yeah, keep digging.
the degree to which I keep forgetting this. That's how I meant it. I know it came out wrong.
Sure.
Hello and welcome, Nate B, Christina, Elizabeth W, Mel, and Kelly B.
Woo.
Phew. All right. Thank you for listening. I love you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Alison Rosen Show. We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen.